The other person that needs to get a life that doesn't really talk about health care much, or as much as he should, or other subjects, is Michael Savage. Now, I used to love Michael Savage. Used to love him because he talked about every subject, laid it down on the law as close to FCC regulations as he could get it, even more so than Walton and Johnson. But here, since he got put on that blacklist to go to Britain or whatever it was, that's all he talks about. Poor little old me with my lawsuits. Everybody's picking on Michael Savage. Oh, everybody, I just follow my calls. Give me your money. We need your support. I need lawyers. It's still in the courts. And Michael Savage used to be the man, okay? If nobody else we could turn to, Michael Savage used to be the shiznit as far as finding out information, you know, in politics. Not anymore. He's all about him again. So it's like all of these talk show hosts are trying to, and I know that's the bottom line to it. I mean, it's just like me trying to get views here with this, but I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about the general public. You know, whenever I throw out topics, it's stuff that we need to focus in on as a collective. And we're not doing that enough. We're looking to these other people, and this is the point. We're looking to these other people, such as the Glenn Becks, such as the Michael Savages, such as the Rush Limbaughs, and whoever that bitch is, Ann Coulter. I don't even know who that is. People talk about her all the time. I've yet to see her or what she does. I think she got popular off a book she wrote or some shit like that. I don't know. But anyway, all these people are just in there to gain popularity, like some type of high school jacket wearing, you know, prep. And that's all it seems like, a bunch of preachers anymore. It's just frustrating because there's so many other topics, so many other bills, so many other issues that we have going on here in America other than freaking healthcare. All right? Healthcare the way it is now, honestly, in my opinion, whether you struggle or you don't struggle, it's not that broke. All right? People have made it over the eons, and I can tell you from personal experience, both on my end, back when I was younger, and my parents, and, you know, up until my mother passed away, they did it by sheer determination and discipline through their funds of how they handled their money. Now, my family was rich by no means, but we were always comfortable. All right? And we, and I say we, Mom was the one that actually made the decisions as we were growing up, and Daddy was there, you know, as well. I'm not saying that she was the wearing the pants in the family or anything like that, but, you know, she was like the brains of the operation. She knew how to handle the money, and nobody else actually, we either didn't spend it or we was spending on the wrong stuff. If you know what I'm talking about. The mamas usually are the ones that are handling the monies. So through discipline, through the years, you know, she put money into certain insurances and may have spent more than she should have on other insurances. And the fact that Daddy was in the military for 33 and a half years and spent, I think, like 17 of those years as a first sergeant in the Army helped out as well, because he got his pension, you could say, his retirement from the Army. Then he went back into the private sector and worked another 20 years with the company, so he had like double retirement coming out of it. But I mean, it's just the thing that he did, and there's nothing to say that the average person out there can't do the same as far as having a discipline. Now, people that are born with disabilities and all that, yeah, there needs to be something done as far as that goes. But for us, how can I put this? For the masses to suffer over the minority, all right, that's not the right answer. We have far too many other issues and far too many other items to worry about than just trying to socialize healthcare. And you can name it anything you want to name it, call it anything you want to call it. The bottom line is, if you read this bill, it is socialized medicine. There's no other way to put it. All right? And it's just not the right answer. one thing that pops into my mind as far as that goes is a law that actually did get passed that you probably didn't hear about, and I might have mentioned it in another video. I'm going to mention it in this one also, is the law that they spent like $20 billion, and I don't know how many billions exactly it was. I'm thinking it was 20 billion. Might have been more than that, on horse contraceptives and horse preservations up in like the Dakotas or something like that. Mustang preservation for both population control and that. Okay, 20 billion I think is a pretty close estimate of that figure. Now, I'm not saying one way or another that animals are important and they're not important, but some animals that are free-range animals, if they're overpopulated, there's other means than to spend billions of dollars on horse condoms. Alright, that's basically what they did. It's just wrong answer. That's billions of dollars that could have gone to human needs, such as health, such as helping bail us out of a few things. The government is spending money on some of the most stupid stuff that you could ever imagine. It's just amazing to me. And that one right there is to the forefront of what the hell were you thinking. The other one is that I believe in the, what bill was it? It was in the cap and trade that passed earlier in the year, where the little aide that actually wrote the bill, and that's something that everybody out there doesn't realize, is that the congressmen and all that, they don't really write these bills. They have their aides write it. So basically an intern is dictating terms to the entire nation. And if the Congress people are responsible enough, they'll actually read over it or have their lawyers read over it and say, what's this? But for the most part, they'll even tell you 90% of the time, if not more, they don't take the time to do it. They'll tell you straight up. There's several cases that I've watched, especially off the Snitch show, where he'll actually, you know, he has videos posted up on, I think it's Todd Schnitt here on YouTube, where he has an interview done with a congressman, where they asked him, hey, have you read this? He goes, who's got time for that shit? You know, and it's just sad, but true. But here's the point that I was about to make. An aide put in for a dog park, a dog walking park outside the, or in, not outside of it, but in Washington. If you go to Washington, there'll be a new dog park there because this intern or this aide wrote it into the cap and trade bill, because he was walking his dog one day, didn't have a place for him to take a shit and whatever, and said, hey, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is a good idea and it'll help out the public. You know, and that's just another thing. We're making a park for a dog to use the bathroom. Alright, I sound contradictory when I talk about this, because I love animals. And we're going to be talking about that in some future videos. But if you think about what he actually did it for, we're so worried about where a dog takes a dump and takes a leak, more so than we are taking care of people. And if you really wanted to make a difference with that $10 million, because that's how much they actually spent on this dog park, was, I think it was $10 million. Yeah, it was $10 million. You could have built a shelter for homeless animals, like a no-kill shelter or whatever, except if they were like rabid animals, you know, that's understandable. Or you could have taken that and done so many other things to help out animals. Maybe even put somebody into a job to sweep the shit up, like back in the day when whenever they used to have the horse cops around all the time. They'd have the janitor, pretty much is what it was, a street janitor, go around and shovel shit. That's a job. Hell, at this point, I'd probably take that. And it's just crazy to me, to where we don't pay attention to what's going on out there. Now, that one was so rushed through that nobody had time to even pay attention to it. It was just like, everybody just get rid of it. Yeah, go ahead. We're tired of it. We got health care to worry about. Let's just pass it. And that's what's going on. These congressmen and all these representatives and everybody that's supposed to be representing us, the public, are just rushing stuff through. They don't give a shit. If it sounds good to everybody, hey, I'm in on it. It don't matter. It ain't going to affect me because there's always that little clause, you know, except for the government. It's not going to, you know, have us in on it.